Improve the things in me that's holding me back from the fact that I act like I ain't already great. Hate that part of me, so it's a time to kill all doubt. Been out of my mind this year, living in fear. Shed a million tears that'll never end up on the banks of America. They have no interest in the principal amount of all lives mattering, scattering like thugs on the block when the boys in blue pull up and cock they glocks on no-knock corners with their knees on our necks for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And to think, Jeff Bezos make $2,537 per second. Imagine if Black Lives Matter that way. Such is life. Or say la vie, living life like being on parole ain't how we be, how blacks end up in the penitentiary for a century. But the real gangsters in suits, they paid in full. Look how Mitch McConnell all our asses. Cashless is where the market is headed. The double cross is the loss of lives to another man-made virus. Ambulance sirens. Whose side? I just call it genocide. Light up the blunt and I let it ride.
I got love, I got love, I got patience, I got patience. I've been waiting, it's for a long time. I got love, I got love, I got patience, I got patience. I've been waiting, it's for a long time. I'm hopeful, that's a mouthful. I stop talking shit and eating with my mouth full. I kept going when they thought I wasn't no good. It was them big old gates and them bars. It was all them broken up hearts that made me know that they really don't care about us. No. Butter knives and razor blades. They cut the cards, I'm an ace of spades. So now they trying to play me, but I'm the one black card that can help them feed their babies. That's 21, so let's drink to that. 2 thumbs up, 3 fingers of cognac. Rat tat, the beat go rat tat. This one.
All right, we back. Bottom Up Podcast, and y'all know I'm Serica, your host. This is where we talk about all things black culture, black people, black excellence, you know, the good stuff. Listen, tonight's guest is none other than Miss Jemilah of Ashanti Arts. I want to make sure you all tune in for this very special episode as we talk, you know. But as you know, before we get started, I always like to give you something to think about. I'll see y'all in a minute.
You ever notice how the game is rigged before it even starts? Okay, that's gerrymandering. Okay, and it goes for either side of the aisle, Democrat or Republican. Look at this graphic. Right now, Rep. Nicole Collier is literally stuck in the State House because she refused to sign a so-called permission slip that would let police escort her every move. Now, think about that, okay? An elected lawmaker being locked in the chamber because the maps are drawn to silence her community. Now, that's power by design. Now, here's the part no one tells you. Gerrymandering works the same way in business structures. If you don't set up your trust holding companies and operating LLCs the right way, you're basically playing on someone else's board. The lines are already drawn against you. Now, the wealthy don't win because they're lucky, okay? They win because they build the structures that decide the outcome before the first dollar is even made. Now, gerrymandering controls votes, but trust control assets, okay? Holding companies control ownership, and LLCs control liability. It's not chaos, it's all choreography. So what I'm trying to say here is the knowledgeable don't hope for luck, okay? They design the outcomes. Gerrymandering maps lock in power for decades, and dynasty trusts lock in wealth for centuries. Now, if you don't design the structure, someone else will design it against you. Now, Rep. Nicole Collier's plight in Texas proves a bigger truth. The structure is stronger than the struggle. If you don't control the structure, somebody else will. That's why I try and teach you all to set up your business and your family's legacy the same way politicians set up district maps. Intentionally, strategically and to last for generations. Now, here's some other background content if you need it.
Hey fam, it's Nicole Collier. Listen, I'm still here on the floor of the House chamber.
All right, all right, all right. We back. Listen, step. Gerrymandering. Y'all gerrymandering. We used to say jerry rigged, like you jerry rigged it. Yeah.
We did used to say
It's,
that.
it's it's the same thing. But I like to play this because when I follow this guy, the contract doctor, you guys should follow him. He gives a lot of financial advice. He is a very smart man on definitely making sure we set up our estates the way they need to be set up. So
That sounds like real money.
that's real money. Estate.
Estate.
That's when we start talking about money. That's the type of conversation I like.
Yes.
When we go to talking about estates. But I was watching that, right? And his perspective for me, how he talked about gerrymandering, but he also talked about how structuring our businesses and our trust in our family is us creating our own playing field. And listen, it's a lot I don't know. But when he started out, he said it ever seemed like before you ever make a move, the game is already rigged. Like that brought me in. So I wanted to bring that in. I want people to listen to that. Go back and listen and just hear it in a way and see how it applies to your life. Like Jemilah, for you, listening to that, like what did you hear? What popped out to you?
The first thing that came to my mind was taking care of my family
Right.
for generations to come. Not just when I'm here, but when I'm gone, my family has a foundation to continue on not only our legacy, but the things that they're here to do.
Right.
They
right.
have something to start with. They're not just starting fresh. They have a foundation where they can continue to grow on and expand.
Yeah. I think about, right now I think I'm learning more about legacy since my mother passed.
Yes.
And I know that's something
We
you
can,
can,
yeah, yes,
and who your mother was in the community.
right.
Um, you know, my mother left me a legacy. So I understand what it is. And I think a lot of what we know now isn't necessarily what they knew, but a lot of what they experienced, uh, it created a path for us to where we didn't have to go through those
Right,
things,
right.
right? So I wanted to make sure I, speak with you because I came to your mother's the dedication ceremony for the unveiling
At the
of
Ally,
the
yes.
at the Ally, and it was like I remember her being such a like she was just in for the arts, and she was honestly her and um, Mr. Lawson. They were the Willie L. Lawson,
Right.
the late Willie L. Lawson. They were like the first people in the community that, for me, spoke about the arts,
Right.
and that made me really like say, well, this is real. Like,
Yeah.
this is something real. I'm not imagining that this is a path. And I've had conversations with your mother before, and always just such a light, like never, like even at the commission when commission chambers ain't really a nice place to be sometimes, but
Right.
she was just always smiling and always giving a comforting word. So with you carrying on her legacy, Step, we got some Ashanti information up. I want to make sure we put up. I wanted to make sure, I continue to help in
Yes.
any way her legacy continue. And I know Ashanti Cultural Arts has been
36 years.
36 years.
Yep, 36 years.
36 years. Oh, so talk to us about that. Ashanti
So
Cultural Arts.
Ashanti Cultural Arts was started for me and my brother, basically.
Okay.
She wanted to put us in the arts because she loved the arts, but because of segregation, she wasn't able to like attend shows or it just wasn't available for us.
Right.
So she was like, my kids are going to do it. We couldn't find anywhere that looked like teachers that looked like me. Or so we went to schools that didn't have African dance or Caribbean or Horton or anything that looked like us. The teachers didn't look like me. The costumes didn't complement my skin. They didn't fit me because I'm thick.
Yeah,
Most costumes are made for
most.
European figures. So she decided she was the kind of person that if I don't see something, I'm going to start it.
Right.
I'm going to find a way to get it going. So my dad was a musician, so he knew a lot of entertainers.
Okay.
So one of his guitar players, his wife was a professional ballerina. That was our dance teacher. He worked at an airplane shop. One of the teachers was a black belt karate. That was the karate teacher. Her friend was a professional model. That was our mom. So it was like we used the community.
The community
was the person that started Ashanti. It wasn't we're hiring. It was, hey,
how can we
do something
together?
with our family?
Yeah.
And that's how it started on 441 in Lauderdale Lakes next to a liquor store.
I mean,
yeah. But here's the thing. They would come by, give my mom some money. Hey, I like what y'all doing.
Because they're part of the community.
They're part of the community.
They're still part of the community.
It's the community.
Yeah.
And it just grew. It grew from Fort Lauderdale to Deerfield to Pompano to Fort Lauderdale, Plantation, all over Broward County, Summer-Dade, and it just continued to go on.
Yeah. 36 years.
It'd be 36 in March.
In March. Oh, wow.
March 10th.
Oh, wow. Okay. Listen, I think what you all do, and I follow you on social media, so I'm always seeing the work you are doing. But I think one of the things that, I don't get to do as often is attend these events.
Right.
And I just see like everybody, especially your dance instructors, right? I met a couple of them at the, girl, I was at your mama thing and I'm sitting out there and I'm taking pictures, minding my business, just there. I'm definitely.
Yeah.
And your instructor, she's like, excuse me, but are you my Kegel coach? I was like, oh my gosh, Steph. And then people, they just walked up to me. I was like, man, can we take a picture? Okay, listen. But and I see they were actually I saw them. They were doing the tutorial for the boots on the ground, and I was like, they do all the line dances and stuff, and they're doing the tutorials, and I'm like, because Steph, I'm the black girl that don't know how to dance.
Yeah, that's a myth. Everybody can dance.
Listen,
if you can breathe,
I can chair
dance.
Nah, Jemilah, I like. You gonna catch me busting a move in the chair. You gonna be like, she can dance. Now when I stand up, my top torso don't match the bottom part. It's definitely not looking right. But I mean, I make it do what it do in certain areas. Right. I know how to juke. Let's say that I know how to juke. A good juke, I can get that done. And that's the thing.
Most people don't know. I can give you a mean two-step. But other than I can do a little something.
Yeah.
Like you said, make it look like.
Yeah.
But like you said, I can't do those dances they was doing.
No. But I love it, the work that you all are doing in the community, because it speaks to Black culture's resilience, the growth, the expansion, and everything about it. Tell me where you see Ashanti Cultural Arts going now is it you that's leading?
It's us and a board and an advisor. So the foundation is set of what my mom created, of what it was for everyone to experience the arts through education, experiences, and uplifting. So to me, the arts is a bridge to something else. So arts used as a bridge to healthcare, arts used as a bridge to building communities, arts use the arts as a way for educating others.
Mm-hmm.
So I see Ashanti growing, and just not in our community, but honestly across the world.
Right.
So, and it's happening because we're going to partner with a dance school in Haiti in
Okay.
January. So,
You know, so don't know if you know, but I got a little soft spot for the Haitian
yeah,
men.
I love
You know,
our
I just
African.
let you throwing it out there still. Just a
Yeah.
little, yeah, just I got a little
Our
soft spot.
African dance teachers from Haiti. So Haiti is always good with me.
Yeah.
She's been with Ashanti over 15 years, and
Uh-huh.
she's just very creative. But I see Ashanti expanding in our communities, and not just with classes for children.
Right.
So we took a year. If you have people haven't even noticed that for a whole year we didn't have any children programs.
Okay.
All of them were catered to adults.
Okay.
So everything we did last year was catered to adults participating in the arts, because we wanted to show that you can use the arts for health,
Mm-hmm.
education,
Mm-hmm.
monetary,
Mm-hmm.
and building communities.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted the adults to know that you're a part of this too. The arts aren't just something for kids to do, it's something for you
Mm-hmm.
to become healthy, for your community to become
Mm-hmm.
healthy, your family. So I see Ashanti honestly being all over the world, spreading that arts can be a bridge to something that will bring something positive to your community.
Oh man, listen, you hitting on all cylinders already, and I ain't even opened my folder yet. Look, the arts. I'm a lover of the arts. I'm an art enthusiast, and it is very important to me, because for me, the only thing that is going to bring people together is the arts. That's it.
COVID should told you that. What were
The
we doing
arts.
during COVID?
We was waiting for the concerts online.
Online.
You know, the DJ. What is his name? That was doing the whole DJ.
Right, D something with a D. I can't
Yeah.
think his name.
I think is it D time or just something. D nice.
D nice.
D nice. All right. I don't even know why people Dolphins fans. I don't even know. I have absolutely no clue why Dolphin fans or Cowboy fans exist. No
Best
clue.
commitment.
But see, these types of conversations, like now, all of a sudden, if one of them watching step, they gonna feel like I'm against them because I'm talking about their team. You know, politics divides us.
Divides us.
Religion divides us.
Right.
You know, so many things divides us. For me, the arts is what brings everybody together. Because listen, you put on a good jam,
Everybody up.
everybody
Or at
else.
least two-stepping or hands in the air or connected
It-
some type of way.
Listen, it is a connector. And black culture,
Forefront.
specifically.
Yep.
I had to school somebody on black culture before, but we because I know you know what it is. Step, it's a Nina video that I want you to play, and then it's a great segue from what Jemilah was talking about. I want you to play that, and then we're gonna jump back into this. Step, roll the clip.
An artist's duty, as far as I'm concerned, is to reflect the times. I think that is true of painters, sculptors, poets, musicians. As far as I'm concerned, it's their choice. But I choose to reflect the times and the situations in which I find myself. That to me is my duty. And at this crucial time in our lives, when everything is so desperate, when every day is a matter of survival, I don't think you can help but be involved. Young people, black and white, know this. That's why they're so involved in politics. We will shape and mold this country, or it will not be molded and shaped at all anymore.
Okay. First, I've watched all of her interviews.
Yeah.
Very prolific, profound, prophetic.
Yeah.
She's so underrated.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
And the confidence that she has when she says it, like it's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
telling you what's gonna happen.
This is what's
Yeah.
going to happen. And this is not only that, it's the affirming of the greatness of black people and black culture, but it's also the acknowledgement of everybody participating. Because let's be real, Nina Simone, her art during the time was widely invested in by white America. We weren't given the we didn't have access to her. You know, she became very elevated. You know, she put classical jazz. She was just very, very astute in what she did. And I loved when she started to speak, because her singing and her art is one thing, but what I think I've found, there is a parallel between politics and artist. Art is political. So I brought that up because I'm like, who better else to have this conversation with than you? And what Nina said, and how in today's climate as an artist, where do we find, what is our responsibility? What is our duty for what's happening in the world?
So, like I said before, that arts, it can be a bridge to something.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. What I always stand on is that God created.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first chapter in the Bible, saying that He's creative. So we're creative. Through the arts, we can create ways to show social justice,
Mm-hmm.
which can be a dance piece, a poem, a song, something to create social justice. And through that, build confidence in the community using the arts to stand up for what they need. Because if you don't have confidence and there's something that you need, you won't have it to be able to go forth to get what you need in a political thing. So also you can use arts to build your community with grants, government giving us money to help, but at the same time using it correctly for what we need to do in our communities using the arts.
I love how you know, Nina spoke about, you know, it being our responsibility, our duty of sort, to reflect the times in which we live in.
Right.
And like, these are some
It's a lot.
strange times, you know, is stranger things happening. I'm waiting for something to jump out the wall. Like, it would not surprise me if something jumped out the wall. But it requires us to deliver messaging and to make sure we are building bridges.
Right.
And I'm an advocate for bridge building, because of a lot of the work I do in community is about bridge building. And it doesn't always feel good being the bridge, because what do people do with bridges?
Walk over you.
Walk over them. Burn them, you know, run into them, wreck them, jump off of them. They
stand on them.
You don't know how much you need a bridge till you need a bridge,
right?
And they take it for granted. So I see a lot of that in the programming too, especially in our community. It's not that the programming isn't there. It's not that programs like yours and others in the community aren't there. They're not widely supported the way they need to be by our community.
And the reason is because we're in competition with athletics, TikTok. We're in those are our competitors, and arts can require discipline. So, am I going to choose TikTok or go to dance class for an hour and a half? It's we're in competition.
Yeah.
So it's up to our elders, it's up to older people in the community to make sure that the arts are reinforced. In different areas. Football is okay, not knocking football, because I love football.
Me too.
But the arts are much as important as football, maybe even more, because of what it provides.
You know, for me with athletics, I come from an athletic family. You know, all my brothers played, my father coached. We grew up Thanksgiving. We starter jackets. We sat in the living room with a starter jacket on. Who your team is. You know, I get it. My reservation, because I have a 5-year-old son. He broke my heart not too long ago and told me he wanted to play football. So it's like, okay, I got to let you go out there to try it at least, right? Here's my thing. And for a couple years, I taught at a second chance school for young men that were trying to get their grades together to go to college, but they were given a second chance to play football. So in order for them to play football, they had to pass my class. So it became very important for me to break down to those kids the probability of NFL. You know, the
Right.
probability
Right.
of NFL. And so much of the conversation I was having with them, because I never talked down on them. It was more of education. Let me break this down to you, numbers wise, of what it
Right.
would take. And in the conversation, a lot of these young men uh, carry the weight of men at such a young age.
Yes.
They all felt like they had to do this to help their family. And I mean, I don't know. I watched the movie Concussion, and it's real.
Yeah.
CTE is real. You know.
And football is 3 to 5 years, maybe if you're lucky.
And what's the backup plan? You know,
After those 5 years.
those, and are we preparing our youth for the possibility of what if I don't? You know, and it breaks a lot of the young men's hearts when they aren't able to go all the way through.
Right.
And what are we giving them to show them that, hey, this isn't your life, this is something you chose to do, you got the opportunity
Right.
to experience, but look at all the other possibilities that you can open to. And I think we close them in
Right.
with sports, because look at how widely supported athletics are in our community. You know,
Yes.
if our kids are wanting attention, look where everybody at.
Yeah.
They all at the football games. They all at the basketball game. Listen, I love them too.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a child at heart. But when we have to have adult conversations, the adults need to be in the room
And say,
to
yes.
make sure we are implementing the changes that we are complaining about,
Right.
that we want to see change. Like, we got to start saying, like, some having real conversations, but saying the things that need to be said
Right.
in a loving way,
Right.
in a lead with love in it, but also like, okay, how can we make things better for the next generation? Um, I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, I would love to see more bridging of STEAM, you know, into athletics, like almost like it needs financial literacy being a like mandatory.
Right.
You know, like these things being mandatory, because like you say, you arts and dance, it takes discipline.
Right.
So does football.
Right.
So does track. All of these things takes discipline.
Right.
It's not that you don't have them. It's just that you don't see the discipline being applied throughout and making them, you know, appreciative of all these things.
So one of the things that I do with our older students, I did a workshop about 6 months ago that showed the jobs behind the arts, and it was over 200 jobs with the education background, what you would need or not, and the career path and how much you would make. Because everyone's not going to be a dancer. Like you said, everyone's not going to be a football player. So one of the things I do for the students who are in our class who are dancers, who probably won't be professional dancers, I expose them to different experiences in the art where they can work, such as lawyers, accountants, physical therapists, social media marketer, communications, truck drivers.
Right.
Right. Who you think drove Beyonce tour?
Right.
They didn't just get to the other cities. That's a whole team right there. That's $5 million for that one company just to take her
Right.
from tour to tour. So
And you're still in the arts.
you're still in the arts. You're still
yeah.
there, just from even costume designing. How did those dancers get there? That's a casting agency. If you know you have the gift of gab and you can get someone into a room for an audition, that's a lucrative job. You're still in the arts.
Right.
You're still doing. So I show over 150 jobs. And so with the older dancers, a lot of them come back. They're not dancers. They're either majoring in accounting or nonprofit. One's an optometrist. And I always let them come back from the summer to use the skill that they're in. Some type of way in Ashanti, I make up a job for them that matches their education. So I think that we expose our children to other things, not just saying football's not going to work, but hey, I see you good in math.
Yeah.
Let me show you my friend that's an accountant and what he does for the city, or what he does for whatever he does in accounting. And he can show you how to use that for football players.
Yeah.
Because they need accountants real bad.
Right.
So
You're
it's
right.
just showing, giving them experiences and positive exposure to expand. Okay, football, yeah, I can do it. I might not be a professional, but I can still be in the loop of football or any sport if I'm giving the experience or exposure for someone else to show me that there's something different. So I think that bridging in education, because I work at a high school also, where it's
What high school you work at?
Jam Prep Academy in Miami, Florida.
Oh, you giving them a
I'm
shout out.
giving them a shout out.
Go ahead.
So the school is 80% boys.
Okay.
So the majority of my classes are boys. And what are they talking about?
Football.
Football.
Yeah.
Which team is the best? And I had to like say, look, Ely.
Yeah, just to let you know.
I don't care. It's Ely. But just that they're there and they're talking about football all the time. That's all they're talking about after they finish their work. Which team, which that was that. So I'm listening now to what they're talking about so that I can make that bridge to like, hey, I'm going to introduce you all to somebody that's a sports agency.
You're right.
Like, it's still football, but I want you all to see that there's something else that you can do that will connect. Or even if it's in the arts, somebody might take this idea, I don't care, but most football teams that are considered expensive, they have physical therapists, Pilates teachers, ballet teachers for stretching movement. Our communities don't have that for our athletes.
No, we don't.
They don't have that.
No.
And I'm thinking of a way, I'm asking God to show me how can I bridge the two together, the arts, using Pilates, using ballet, wellness for our athletes in Pompano. Let's be honest, in Pompano, we're not just going on the field, but learning how their body moves. That's the first thing you learn as a dancer, how your body moves and your muscle memory. If athletes learn that, it'll take down at least 60% of their injuries.
Yeah, and Pilates, yoga,
Right.
it is
Ballet, Horton,
all of
that.
It is it's strengthening.
Right.
It's very strengthening. So it's very good for athletes, and most serious athletes, they take Pilates
because they can afford it.
because
The
they
arts
can
is
afford it.
expensive.
Yeah.
Honestly, the arts is expensive.
Because it's considered as a luxury.
Yes,
When
elitism is a part of it too.
Elitism is 100% a part of it, and it is considered, a luxury when it is a necessity. But most things that are a necessity are expensive, like good quality food
Yes.
is expensive, and these all of these things are why, for me, all of these conversations are connected. Steph, pull up the wheel for me. All of these conversations are connected because even when we're talking about the arts, I'll tell you, the arts is why I got involved in the city, period, and work. My first time going down to City Hall, it was because the city of Pompano was putting on concerts at the amphitheater, and none of the concerts were for Black culture.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what's going on? So I went and go pull the contract. Let me find out. I went down there and pulled the contract, 136 pages contract, to see what are you supposed to do. I think the contract at that time was like $5 million, and they had all of the cultural facilities under their management. It was a third party vendor. And so I went to raising all kind of hell. Like, hey, what's going on? Why we ain't got no concerts for us out here, right?
One of the first things my mom taught me was the government doesn't own anything. They push it out for others to do whatever. They contract out.
Yes.
So whatever they need, if it's paper, you got your paper company, they're going to contract through you. They're going to contract. The arts economics has over $800 billion just in the arts alone in the United States.
Alone.
Over 2.6 million jobs. So there's so much we can do with our community on that wheel.
Absolutely.
If we do what we need to do.
And listen, it's my reason for constantly putting this in front of the community, because I say this all the time. This was over 8 years ago. Like, these are the things, other than public realm and tourism. When I took it to the city, those were the two that they added to it. And that's collaboration.
And I remember going to this meeting. My mom went 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just her and one other black person in the meeting.
Right.
It was over 10 years ago because I wasn't living here.
Okay.
And she was like, Pompano is getting ready to change.
Yeah.
I hope y'all ready.
Yeah.
She kept just saying it. She was like, y'all better get y'all stuff together because it's getting ready to change.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. And she just kept saying it's gonna happen right under our nose if we don't, start moving and getting it together. And this was over 10 years ago.
Right.
So what we're seeing now is just not something they thought
Came
about
overnight.
It's been working slow. I call it the slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
The slow burn. It's
Absolutely.
been working.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, you brought up all of the jobs and first, especially Black cultural tourism, is an industry.
Yes.
And when we talk about the arts and Black culture and Black culture, Black people having a $1.6 trillion spending power, we're not lacking.
Not at all.
We're not lacking. We're slacking on coming together and understanding the power of community. Like you talked about how your mom and her friends, they came together to help form Ashanti, and look, it's 36 years and it's still going.
Right.
That's community, and getting back to the bartering of what we do.
We have it.
We do. We have everything we need.
We have smart, intelligent people in our community.
Yes.
I know because I went to school with them. So I know what they can do. I know, and what they're doing now, if we can just come together and make it happen for our community, and no shade to our city commissioners or anything, and we don't have to keep going to ask them for things. Mm-hmm. Not saying that they shouldn't give it to us because it's our tax dollars, but we wouldn't be so dependent on what it is they have.
Right.
Because we have it in our community. We just have to, like you said, use it.
We do.
Work together and use it together.
We do. I'm not about shading our commissioners or anybody. I'm not a tree. I don't believe in shading people. I do believe in accountability.
Yes.
And addressing issues head on. Because don't you know how my mama used to try to tell us sugar was on the spoon and it was cast off.
That's treacherous.
You see? So listen, I know when I'm the bait and switch. I can feel it. I can sense it. I know what it is.
Right.
And then one thing I don't like, Steph, is it's a pet peeve of mine, is when people play on my intelligence. Because you think I'm dumb? That's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. So you think I'm dumb? That's what I'm thinking. I can't stand it. And we're often, us as a people, because we're such passionate people, because we're such soulful people, our feelings and emotion move us, And guess what? These politicians know that. So guess what they do? They pander to how we feel. It further puts us in a position of not making intelligent decisions. And I mean, you're from Pompano, so let's talk about Pompano and what's happening in Pompano, because your mom saw it coming and told you guys it was coming here. So, Steph, put up the downtown project that's coming in Pompano. It is coming,
It's almost here.
It's here, and there's a lot that's been going on. You and I have never had a conversation about where it is, what you think, what's going on, and I want to definitely dive into this, but I want to hear from you. The downtown project, what do you think? It's just an article.
I try to attend as much meetings as I can. Mm-hmm. The one meeting that I did attend was the one that was canceled because they were going to fight. So
they were what?
Going to fight. And then they were like, we can't vote on anything.
That meeting was so like...
I was in shock. I stayed up I was like, I can't believe this just
see, it ain't me.
It was
you did, because they trying to.
It really was.
Was it? Did I do anything? What was I doing?
It was. I just couldn't believe that this is happening in a council meeting. like they were really getting ready to fight
Yeah.
over going words back and forth. And I was just like, I can't make a good decision on what I think I want because it's too much confusion.
Right.
And in confusion, I don't want to say, okay, I'm for this and for that. And I see both sides. I see the
I
benefits
absolutely do.
of both sides. And I just, and if you know anything about government or life, you're not going to get everything you want. That's life. Period. You're not gonna get it. So why would you expect your government to give you everything that you want? So just sitting in there, I was like, I don't even know like the facts, so I
Right.
won't be emotional
Right.
about certain things. So I won't be emotional about tearing down Pat Lockens' building, and my emotions like, oh, that's like a haven in the community. But when I look at the stats of how the square footage would be bigger and better and be matching things that are on the other side of the track, not just renovating, but making it better. And I think sometimes we get stuck on the past of what it looks like without embracing the future with the same foundation. So if you're going to give us what you say you're going to give us, don't backpedal on what you said you're going to give us. That was my only concern. Yes, the Northwest looks the same way it looks when I went to Ely. And this side is steady getting bigger, colorful, touristy, and then you have the Northwest still looking the same. So yes, that needs to look like over. If this is going to be more touristy, more inviting for other cultures and people from across the world to come, all of Pompano should look like that, not just that side. So I see where they're going to renovate it, but my issue is that promises have been made before that were not given completely with the same promise. If you're going to renovate, make sure it's exactly what you say you're going to do, and you do it in a timely manner as if it was on the other side. Because when I see Pompano Northwest, yes, but all of Pompano needs to look alike. All of Pompano need to have the same resources. All of Pompano needs to get a renovation, not just one side of Pompano, but every side of Pompano.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to our YouTube audience that's tapped in. They giving you much love,
Aw.
Jemilah. You people giving you love out here. So
Hey, y'all.
I want to say this, that I, because I'm part of Lotus Mindset, and we are the Northwest Outreach and Engagement Liaison. Let me say this: I didn't ask nobody for permission. I submitted an unsolicited sole source proposal.
The sword, the pen is mightier than the sword. You
Yeah.
can get up there and talk all day long, but if you're not putting it on paper and actually doing it and doing the work, nothing's going to change. So you saw what was needed. You did what you needed to do.
I did what I needed to do.
And you have a proposal. You know how to do it. You know how to work it. You have experience in doing it. You see the need. That's my mom. If you see the need and you're not going to do anything about it, then be quiet.
Be quiet, right?
So the pen is mightier than the sword. And you had that pen written. So now you have that paper behind you, in front of you, on side of you. Like, I can do this. I can make our community better, not just with my mouth, but I have the resources to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And being the liaison for me, it's liaisoning work requires me to be a bridge, and a bridge requires me to tell both sides what they need to hear. Both sides,
Right.
And I can promise you, if the way I talk with my community, I talk with them with love, but it has to be in truth.
Right.
Because a lot of what's been told to our community is to make them feel good. It's numbing them. It's not curing them. It's not
emotional.
even being preventative of the things that is going to happen if you don't do something right now. So the work that I'm doing in community right now is all about being preventative. It's not about coming up with a cure, because the prevention is cheaper and better than the cure all day. Right. And we talk about wellness. The wellness is connected to everything. We have to feel good. We have to not only feel good, we have to be good. And a lot of that conversation isn't being had in our community around what is wellness. Wellness isn't just how we look. It's what we eat. It's what we drink. It's how we think.
What we
It's
engage
how we
in.
feel.
Yeah.
What we listen to. All of these things play a role. Now, being the liaison is me talking to our community about that. But then also going over to the city and saying, okay, y'all not doing this. Y'all need to do this.
Right.
This is this. This is that. And, I can say for the first time, for me with a lot of things, and trust me, they don't listen to me on a lot of stuff.
Right.
There's a lot of things I got to repeat myself. And then after a while, I tell them all the time. I had a conversation with Earl Bosworth, assistant city manager. And we're talking about something. And I say, Earl, it's one thing I'm gonna come and tell you. I told you so. Mm-hmm. And I don't even like telling people I told you so, but I'm looking forward to telling you I told you so. And when the day came and he called me, I say, Earl, I told you so, mm-hmm. Because there are things for me, and as a Black woman, it's a Southern Black woman, some things are like writing on the wall. We done seen this before.
Nothing new.
Nothing
is
new
under the sun. It's
I've seen this before.
Different.
Like,
yeah.
I know this community. I know us. And I study people. So I have a love for community. So it requires me to understand how to engage with my community and meet them where they are. Right. We don't have enough people helping with the bridge building. We need more of that because our elected officials, we are their bosses.
Right.
Like Civics 101, the people are the boss. And yet I see our commission acting as if they're overseers. And like the plantation been closed, Yeah. So what we're doing with this attitude of as we got to do what you say, that's not how it is. That's not how it should be. And with this downtown project, $100 million. That put that downtown financing. There was $100 million savings that would have went to private financing. So the May 14th meeting that you went to, that's when it was all the fighting.
Everyone was there. Okay.
May 14th, Steph. I thought I put that up there. You know what? Because I don't want. Because y'all know I love a good clip. I love a good clip. And I didn't even put it in there. But
that's embedded in my mind. I don't ever want that to happen again. I really don't.
If things don't change, it is going to continuously happen until the next election. Because I think the city, the commission is too far gone on their ends right now. It's going to take a leader saying, okay, let's move this forward. Because if it's a 3-3 split, nothing moves in the city.
3-3, yeah.
Nothing moves in the city. So think about, grants. If you want to get a grant, like there have been grants that's been voted down on the commission. A grant.
Right. Yeah.
Grants. This is like, we giving you this money. No, we don't want the grants.
And it goes back to what I said, that we have to hold our government accountable for their actions. But at the same time, we have to remember that they aren't our only source.
No, they're not.
They're not. So I want us to, yes, use our government for what they are for, but to remember that while we are doing things for our community, there are other sources, honestly, that God has for us. When God gives you a purpose, the resources are already there. Mm-hmm. So I know that at Ashanti's, our goal is to bring the arts in communities to build community. That's our goal. In Pompano, we've had over at least 8 initiatives with money used that wasn't from Pompano's money. It was from Community Foundation, North Broward Delta Sigma Theta, North Broward Links, private donors that will give us money to fund things in Pompano.
Yeah.
In Pompano. So we didn't have to depend so much on that money because of what our purpose is. People are willing to support it because they want to see.
They want to see.
They want
the
to
help.
see.
They
They want
want
to see it
the
happen.
growth. Yeah.
And we have to be faithful of what we have so that more can come in. So I'm not saying don't depend on your government. Not saying that at all, because
I'm
that's our
saying
tax
that.
money. That's our tax money, yes. But I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket because it's the government.
Yeah.
It's human made. They're going to do that. But I've never seen that type of behavior before in my entire life in person. So that was kind of disheartening to me, but at the same time, it gave me hope to realize that we as a people have to step up.
Yeah, we do.
We got
the
to.
Community
the community has to
step
start
up.
taking care of the community.
The community, we're going to need each other.
Yeah.
We need each other more than we think we do. We need each other.
Right.
And we are having to, lean in more, especially as, these political cycles get ready to start, because everybody from the watch. Let me call the play right quick. You want me watch? See the prophecy.
Let's go.
Let me see the prophecy being fulfilled. Holidays coming. These turkeys about to start coming out. They about to start walking around giving out turkeys and bicycles and pacifying you. And my problem when people pacify hungry people, after a while, that pacifier ain't gonna shut you up because you're gonna be hungry. You ever try to give a hungry baby a pacifier? You're gonna spit that out. You need some milk, some substance, something to put in my stomach.
I'm kind of scared this holiday season.
Yeah. Why?
A lot of people not doing good.
Oh, and you see? But and guess what's going to happen? Understand, people gotta peep. People aren't doing good. So this holiday season is gonna be tough. Guess what that means for these politicians? This is an opportunity to come out and sell you a dream of hope and all the things we are going to do.
When they gonna start showing up at the church?
Oh, they've been at the church. They already at the church. Matter of fact, the church down there. The church I'm telling you, we wait till the church episode. We're gonna get on that on the church episode. But the fact that we are continuously being put in tough situations is because we vote emotionally.
Yes.
And we are not listening, making intelligent decisions. Sco always told me, I before the E, partner. I before the E. Intelligence before emotions. Always told me that. And I at being a woman, because we are emotional people,
yes.
I get it. And, I right now what's balancing me more with things is because I know where all my emotions are coming from.
Right.
I know exactly what's pulling at my emotions. Everything else is work. And I separate, I compartment. I can do that. I have to do that. Now, it's almost like that went off after my mom passed away. It's like, okay, so none of this matter. None of this over here matter.
You start to focus on what's really important.
What's really important.
And a lot of more things don't bother you.
Yeah.
Because you this is more important than that.
Yeah.
And you lock in.
You lock in.
And you do what you're supposed to do.
That's it. That's it. I want to make sure people know how, that May 14th date, what was supposed to happen on the May 14th date was there was supposed to be a vote on the amendments to the MDA, which was the MDA Master Development Agreement, and the amendments were based on what the District 4 Commissioner submitted.
Right.
So those were being put into the agreement now. So putting in writing, not just verbally giving us, this is what you're going to do. Put it in writing.
Right.
Right. So what was going in writing was the I'm losing the word. What do you do when the Pat Larkins, they want to renovate. Right. There we go. What went into the MDA that was supposed to be voted into the MDA on May 14th was the renovating of Pat Larkin's up to, I think it was $1 million. It couldn't go over
Over a
that.
million.
And then there was like a vocational tech, like I want to say 5,000 or 10,000 square feet. There was $5 million, a culmination of $5 million that would have been allocated specifically for Northwest projects, and being not projects, but nonprofits and schools and different things to access. And there were some other things. So that, plus the bond, they needed approval for the bond for the infrastructure, which was the linear waterway that
Right.
people see going down the middle. So they needed that. And we didn't get that far. We didn't even get to that, right?
I don't know where we stopped.
we didn't even get to that. It was like audience to be heard, and after audience to be heard, it was mayhem.
It was mayhem.
It wouldn't even know, and that's the thing, Steph. You would think at the commission meeting, who started the ruckus? You would think it'd be the audience. It wasn't even the audience. It was the commission. They went full on Bad Girls Club.
And it's the climate that we saw there is actually the climate we have in the whole United
In the country.
States.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's that whole oil trickles down from the head to the bottom.
Absolutely.
We're seeing it happen not just in the White House, but in city commissioners, county commissioner. You see the effect of that energy trickling down, and it's very it was, I've never seen anything like that
Steph,
before.
I airdropped it to you. I airdropped it to you because we ain't gonna keep talking about it. We got clips. We got clips because they are part of history. You know, when the story is told, it won't be Serica said. It will be Steph wrote a clip, and then the clip plays and people talk, and they tell their own story. They are narrating their own characteristics, and this is what we are seeing. Characteristics.
I'm hopeful though. I'm gonna tell you why I'm hopeful.
Okay, tell me.
I'm gonna tell you why I am hopeful.
Tell me,
because that opened my eyes to see that I have more work to do for my community. Secondly, it helped me to identify who in my community is really for uplifting our community. And it also gave me just more ideas of like, okay, I know I need to pull more of my community into making our community better. In the midst of all this confusion, I was like, okay, this is a good time for me to like tap into like what we have in resources and like, listen, you teach music, right? I need you.
Right.
I found the money for you.
Right.
But our community needs music lessons.
Right.
We can use Ely. I know we can use Ely.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's making me more like, okay, we can make our community better.
Right.
Let them, okay, y'all figure that out. Let's stay focused on what we really need for our community. Because like you said, that's not going to be the first time that happens. So,
Yo, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, Steph, that's it. You ready? All right, Steph, roll the clip.
To get the design in order to make sure we have the right amount that we're going to issue. And that's required by bond counsel sitting here tonight. And she did prepare all the documents. She's with Holland and Knight and Miss Denise Scans. So I know a resident got up and asked that question. So I wanted to put that on the record as well. But yes.
So if we have 12 months to continue working and approving the civic concepts, and maybe it doesn't take that long, but we are not approving that today, and there is additional time on those items?
But
design of the civic concept?
Right. Yes, there's additional time to bring that back for further discussion, commission level.
Okay. Thank you.
This was talking about the additional clips. Well, I got to pull that in, the additional time that's needed for financing. Let me find the clip here, and it's not that one. Where are you at, Suzette? But in the meantime, I do want to pull up the art image step. Art. All right, there we go. The creative adult is the child who survived. So I grew up in Pompano, but my early years was in Parkway East. I don't know how much you know about Parkway East.
Not nothing to you. I hear you go there sometimes.
Okay, Parkway East. Parkway East was a project, a one way in, one way out. It wasn't even no back entrance. We did cut a hole in the gate because Ely, it was built right up next to Ely, right there
Okay.
where they have the tailgate at.
Yeah.
That was Parkway East.
Oh wow.
And Parkway East was like a figure eight. It was like four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2-story, and then there's
Yes, I do.
yeah,
I remember. Okay.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
you turn in the gate, but you only can go out. It's
Right.
on, one way in, one way out,
Yes.
right? All of the entrepreneurs, street entrepreneurs, hung out at the front of the gate. The street entrepreneurs hung out at the gate, right? The same gate that the school buses stopped in front of to pick up the kids. Okay? And the street entrepreneurs range anywhere from 14, 15 to 30, 40 years old. They all standing right there. Okay? Now this is also during the same time when there's this place called Carver's Home. I don't know what you know about Carver's Home, but Carver's Home, it wasn't a one way in, one way out, but you better not go down there if you ain't got a reason to go down there or if you don't live there. But these were both areas that had a high concentration of drugs, crime, and poverty. It's the projects, And now don't get me wrong. Now I got some good memories. I could tell you some stories. I really think I seen a UFO over there. Tell you no lie. Like I saw one. One night all the street lights, everything went off, and we sitting there, and it's just something hanging over. Okay, so what are you? A UFO to us. Okay, but that's where I grew up, and that's what I saw.
I think, what is it, NASA said the aliens was black or something?
I can believe that. Sometimes I feel like one step. I feel like one. I grew up there, and growing up there and being where I am right now, I know for a fact I had a vivid imagination. I survived that. Because a lot of people, even though they tore it down, it's a lot of people never made it out of there.
It's a mindset.
It is a mindset. And, when I'm talking about, this community coming up with people, I want to make sure people understand that it does not, poverty and struggle is not our inheritance or our identity. That's not ours to carry. It's been thrust upon us.
Right.
We've been put into projects to see what happened when you put them all together like that. We've been, and we have survived, but that isn't our identity. I was blessed to be in a family that also were, educators and lovers of Black culture. So we celebrated Kwanzaa.
That's my mom, my family, everything Black.
Yeah, we celebrated Kwanzaa. I love Black culture.
We respect everybody's culture. We,
love it.
But every opportunity, and it wasn't just my mom, like you said, it was my community. It was my church. It was my neighbor. It was my community was positively pro-Black. Love yourself. This is who you really are. You can do anything, baby. Whatever you put your mind to. All my life. So yeah.
I was blessed to be raised and have a group of people like that around me as well. Somebody I didn't have the opportunity to meet is Pat Larkins. Did you meet Pat Larkins?
Yes.
We got some pictures
his
of
son
Pat.
was in
Let's
our
pick
program.
that up.
One of his sons was in our, he was he was in TAP with me. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you met Pat.
Yes.
Tell me what about Pat.
energetic, hopeful, funny, down to earth, short, but tall.
Yeah, he's a big man on campus.
Knew everybody.
Yes.
Everybody knew him.
Mm-hmm.
You tell him your problem. If he couldn't fix it, he would find someone who could fix it.
Mm-hmm.
He loved his community.
Yeah.
He loved, I don't want to say everyone, but he loved and respected everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He not only took care of his community, but I remember when he was mayor, he made sure everyone was taken care of.
Right.
And I think that's the part we're missing now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, I'm for this, I work for this district,
right,
but I want to make sure and he was inclusive about that.
Everybody. There was this article I pulled up here, and I'm gonna put it up because I want people to go back and read it. And even when you look at the text, when I read that article, it was almost, let's say that article is almost 20 some odd years old, but reading that article, the text and language, you can tell during the times they still used words like colored and Negro during the text, right? So keep in mind, this was the first and only Black mayor the city of Pompano had. And this article talked about Pat being able to be a bridge and be a mayor for everybody. And that is what's missing, especially when we're talking about race relations in Pompano, because we can't, even though, legislatively you can't use any of those terms, that it's still real. It's still very real. So the people who are in positions of power and who can make those decisions, those conversations still are being had about how do you address these issues. And because of that, he's a big man, and every elected official from the Northwest community is a byproduct of him. Like you are part of his legacy, and that's a big
and he
shoes.
Wasn't like this. Like he was like, what? Let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me teach you. Like he didn't like hold everything to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna show you how to do this because this is my position.
You're the only first person I heard say that. Because
really?
When I interviewed,
and if you were ready, let me change that. If you were ready to do something, he'll tell you no now. Like no, I'm not doing that. But when you were ready, he did. He showed my mother how to do certain things.
Yeah.
He showed her how to write certain grants or how to get city contracts or whatever if you were ready. But if you were doing it for the wrong reason and not really to help your community,
yeah.
He'll be nice to you.
And I interviewed, and I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but when I interviewed Commissioner Perkins, she spoke about Pat not wanting to teach people. He didn't believe in teaching people everything he knew. And that wasn't the first time I've heard people say that.
That wasn't my experience.
But
maybe because I was a kid.
That's why you have
maybe because I was a child.
Okay.
So maybe that might have been the dynamics. But every time I was in contact with, if it was something I went with my mom in Pompano, what middle school you go to? What you doing? You in theater? Okay. You in plays? What you doing? Like he always was. Or maybe because his son was in our tap class too. So as a child, let me just backtrack that. Now I don't know adults because adults and children dynamic.
It's a different dynamic.
But as a child, he was very supportive of children and what they were doing.
I can see that. I 100% can see that.
So I can't say for adults because children can be in adult
business
areas.
Like why is you looking in my house?
But as children in our community, he was very supportive.
Okay.
Or like he didn't push you to the side in meetings. You sitting right there in the meeting. And
so let me ask you a question. Because you met him, I never met him. And I never tried to say what I think Pat would do. What would you think? You met him as a child. What do you think Pat would decide when it comes to either a new Pat Larkins or renovating the one?
I don't know. Because I don't even know. Like, I have mixed feelings about just renovating it, keeping that name, keeping the statue. And then I have feelings about the whole city's growing. We need to grow too. If they're going to do all the things they said about the work thing, the extra footage and all of that, then yes. It's just that I just want to make sure they're going to do what they said they're going to do. That's where I'm kind of like, I want to make sure that
Right.
what they're saying they're going to do will happen. Because there have been opportunities that where it has said something was said was going to happen and it didn't
Like
get done.
what?
Just like the rebuilding of the ally, how long that took to come forth.
But they did
but they
do it.
do it. But what happened was we had to stay on them. Everybody had to
But
stay
we
on
have
them.
to.
And that's in anything in
Anything.
life. So
Anything.
just making sure we stay on them. And that we're going through that with our college, just making sure we stay on them
Yeah.
about what you say you're going to do for our community. You do what you're going to do. If we don't stay on them, it's not going to happen.
No.
And that's with
That's with
anything in life.
anything. That's with
Anything in life. So just staying on them for our community, not because it's something that we want to see done, but we need this for our community. If you keep your eye on what we need for our community, which is the big picture and the best picture, then you won't get so emotional personally about something. Well, you will, but it won't affect you as much because you stay focused on, I need this done for my community.
Yeah.
So I can't say what he would say. I don't know.
So this is my thing. I say this, I never met him, and I've had conversations with people who have worked with him, kids that came up with him, you being one of them, and, people who have worked with him, people who he had, what came under his tutelage. Somebody will tell you something different about Pat. You talk to somebody to tell you a different story about who he was. But what I do know, characteristics wise, Pat was a Rolex wearing, Cadillac driving, big stepper in Pompano. You knew Pat. He was small, short.
Yeah, he was
small. But you
small.
knew he was wherever he in the building. He carried a certain charisma about himself that garnered respect, right?
He knew who he was.
He knew who he was.
Yeah.
And he made sure y'all knew who he was too.
Yeah.
And when I think about that, most like right now, currently, people that drive Cadillacs, they buy their money. They buy a certain prestige. Cadillac speak. Cadillac, black people saved Cadillac from going out of business.
Yeah.
Right? So when we're talking about the historical, importance of what Cadillacs mean to black culture and black people, and especially black men.
My granddad had one.
Cadillacs.
Yeah.
Right? So with that, I see right now the Pat Larkins is a Coupe de Ville. Pat need a Cadillac. Pat need a Cadillac with a Rolex. That's not what's there now. And it's not what's there now. And it's looking at what's coming also, not to mention, yes, Pat's name is on it, but then we have to also weigh the needs of the community. What are the needs? I'm all about putting our needs before our wants, because we want a lot of things and we ain't getting nothing we need. The needs of the community. Right now, the Pat Larkins is small. It's always booked up. There's a lot of issues that come with having, a growing community in a small community center, because now, you're overbooked. You can't get in. And of course, the pricing is going to increase because the demand increases, right? Not to mention, we're in the era of AI and technology. Our kids need access to places that have that. We need, Wi-Fi, that's internet connections citywide. We need these things.
Right.
Those things can't happen in the current state of the building. And $1 million, up to $1 million, I'm not going to say it's up to $1 million renovation, you're still not going to be able to do those things. So I weigh all of those things because I have a 5-year-old. And when I think about him, I think about him seeing the fullness of this work, because it's going to take 10, 15 years to build
Build it.
whatever
Yeah.
is coming. He'll be 5 on the 30th, which means, he'll be anywhere from 15 and 20 years old. So he
Right.
will get the
To
opportunity
use it to his fulfillment.
yeah. So
The question is, do our community even know what we need? That's the question.
I know, no, but that's why, when we ask those questions, do our community know what we need? But the question also is, our community for me has always relied on having trustworthy leaders.
Yes, agree.
So when we have trustworthy leaders, our needs are being met because our leaders
Are
also
doing the work.
doing the
Yes.
work, right? So we have to ask ourselves this, like, do our leaders know what we need? Are they thinking about future generations? And that's my conversation with people. Is like, hey, we need to have this conversation as a community because, yes, we're talking about the Northwest, but Pompano is bigger than the Northwest. Pompano has 5 districts. And in those 5 districts, the historically black district is District 4, but then you also have District 5, which is Collier City. Okay, Collier City, however we want to say it, the city, whatever you want to call it. But we have these areas where our history and culture exist. There's not always representation
For it, yes.
And voices for it. So when a voice pop up and someone stand up, that to me is a cry for help, not a not a need to feel the need to silence them, or that they need to go through certain proper channels. Like the gatekeeping for me has been an issue, and I think it has stagnated us in places because there are things in the community that I don't know if the community know that we entered into a lawsuit and decided to get the county to enter into this lawsuit with the city, and we foregoed over $240 million over a 30-year period had we extended the CRA. And we said, no, we didn't want that. We took a $10 million, $23 million, $10 million, a $10 million residential slum and blight settlement and a $13 million for other projects that were already, slated to be built in the CRA.
Right.
So we took $23 million for right then to forego $240 million over a 30-year period. So I know the community don't know
about that.
I know. You know how I know they don't know about it? Because I was there. I was there. When I said it all the time, Steph, it was when I came back to college, came back from school, like, let me get involved. Let me find out what's going on. And naturally, I'm going to go talk to the black people in the community. What's going on? That was the fight. We don't want this. We don't want the CRA to be. We didn't want RMA. We don't want the CRA. We don't want this. We want this lawsuit. We want to take this $10 million. That's what we were screaming. We want this $10 million. We want this. And I can remember vividly. I'm gonna pull that video. I can remember vividly people sitting up on that dais, consultants saying, really think about what you are losing if you do this. And it was an emotional decision.
And no vision.
And
It's people without a vision perish. We need a vision, not just for the now, but I understand why people think in the now because they're hungry. They need something now.
Right.
But we have to learn to think past us. My mom thought past me, past what our community had.
Look what you built. Look what she built.
Past, so we have to learn to think past for our children's children so that they can make a path and we won't be in these situations that we are now. So not just thinking in the now, but thinking research wise, what we can do in the future, not just for our families, but our communities. Because, like you said, circle back, we need community, healthy communities.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. And we can rebuild.
Yeah.
You know, I have been studying development for the past 10 years, you know, on my own. Like studying and researching and learning.
It's a cycle.
And it is a cycle, but it is also a plan. It is a 50, really 100-year plan. It's a 50-year plan, then a 50-year implementation, you know, and it is very methodical in its delivery and its approach, and it will wait you out.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing that up because, yeah, that decision was made by the community. We made that decision. Now, did the whole community make that? No.
No.
Because the whole community don't know that this decision was made on their behalf. But here we are, $10 million. I'm going to do I'm actually waiting for the email back because I want to know where did that $10 million go? Where did it go? $10 million step we went over last week when we had our other guest, New and Trent, and he broke it down of how many acres is the Northwest District. 3,082 acres. We are the second largest CRA in Florida.
Wow.
And $10 million was for that district to clean up residential summer. You think about what $10 million go do in 3,000 acres. That's what we did. We did that, and we have to take accountability for that in the sense. And this is why, that is what provoked me to take a stand and go for this contract, because I know I was also part of that.
Right.
And I need to make it right. 3,000. The East is 158.
Yeah. So Northwest is bigger than the East,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of the resources are, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the District 1 produces the most tax increments.
Right.
So, because, you know, they're the wealthy district. They're out there on the beach. They got all of the, and then also too, their CRA district is only 24 years old. Ours is 36 years old. So ours started first and theirs was built up first. You know? Think of, like, when we talk, like, so now here's a project, here's another project we gonna try to do over here, because we was gonna try to extend this to get 240 million to over 30 years and do the redevelopment throughout the 3,000 acres. We could have made something shake and bake with 240 million. I think we could have. But then here we are. I want to touch on, this. The Pat Larkins building, I think definitely the community needs to decide. I think it cannot be a one decision. You know, I do think the family needs to be consulted, but the family can't be the only, because this is a community center.
Yes.
Right? So community needs to weigh in on it. And I did see Stacey Boynton is doing a design session that she put together herself. That's on September 3rd, I think. And she's actually going to be my guest next week, because I want to talk to her more about it. I've had her on before because she's an architect. She's a Black woman. She's like a unicorn, you know, and she's in our community. She's a Boynton. Boynton's name carry weight in Pompano. That's a legacy. So she's decided to do a design session for the community, and she's doing this on her own, you know.
Right.
And when we talk about things being community led, you know, I commend her for doing
That's
it because
the first step.
yeah,
That's,
yeah, it's not easy to step out here
It's not.
and do
But
stuff.
once you take that first step, provision is there, but you
Yeah.
got to step.
You got to step.
You gotta
and you got to
step.
step big and
Yeah.
confident, knowing that, God is going to see you through. I promise you, ain't nothing happening
Yeah.
shaking and baking over here without.
My thing is this: God, you gave me an idea. You gave me a creative idea to do something. So
Right.
I know you have provision for me to do it.
Right.
That's not my concern to worry about how you're going to do it. I just have to focus on you gave me this to do.
Right.
So as I write it out, write the vision, make it plain so they can run with it. So I write the vision, write what I think I'm getting creative about, and I step. It may be a little step at first because I ain't gonna lie, I might be fearful a little bit because it's big or I don't see how it's gonna happen. But
Right.
the first step, you'll start to see God use people for resources that you may not even know and might not even see again.
Right. Right.
So I commend her for taking that step because Pat Lawkins is a big part of our community.
He is.
Not just for what he did for the community, but what happens in those buildings.
Yeah.
I've had debutante practices there, line dances there, the seniors were there, voting is there.
Right.
It's like that's the core of our community for all ages. They have everything for
all ages.
Right. We did a quilting class there. So it's so much that building is very important, not just because it's named after him, but it's the nuclear for our community, for that community.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I commend her for doing that.
Yeah. Shout out to Stacey Boynton. Put up Target. Put up Target. That's what we gonna go switch gears right quick on Target.
I haven't been either.
I haven't been. Target a little out of my,
I used to do Target at least.
Now I like that it's a lotion they got. I do like, but I could get it off of Amazon.
Right.
So
it's I haven't been.
So Steph, I seen this, but I want to make sure people know what this actually is.
Nothing.
So it says
misleading.
Target CEO steps down as company faces weak sales and customer boycott, right? He stepped down, meaning he still worked. Like they just changed the position. They moved the seat. Okay, so you ain't gonna sit on this side of the table. We're gonna move you over here. Okay. But see, this is what I'm saying. It's a pet peeve. You playing on my intelligence. Like, boy, get out of my face. Just get out of my face, right? It don't mean stop doing what we are doing collectively, but I do want to highlight this because, Target for a while there, like Target was getting all black business. They had black vendors on their shelves. I would go now when I did go in there, I would go in there for my oh gosh, what is it? The honey pot
lip bar. I used to do honey pot, lip bar, Brown, her cookware.
Yeah. Tabitha Brown
cookware, journals, all of that.
Yeah.
It was Target back then.
Target, yes.
Clothing.
Like you listen, because you could go to Target and get Starbucks. Do you not know, like,
and promenade through the aisles with your
yes,
Starbucks? Yep.
Yes. It was actually Target became actually what Publix used to be, where shopping is a pleasure. Publix used to be that way, but ever since they started letting people fight in Publix, we just it's not the same. It's not the same. The carts wheels don't started shaking. They got to step it up, Publix. But yeah,
Chick-fil-A would never.
Would never. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I can ask for 14 sauces. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. You let me ask McDonald's for ketchup. That'll be 25 cents. Girl, give me this ketchup. Give me this ketchup. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring that out. Shout out to Black culture and Black people for sticking to the boycott and moving the needle somehow. But let's not be deceived here, people. He just changed seats. Okay, let's keep it going. Keep it going. See what else. Let's see what else we can do. I like to just see what can happen. Let's just see what can happen. All right. Next thing I want to put up the axe. The axe. I ain't even got to put that up, Steph, because we already done talked about that. Pause on that. let's go over to uh Jemilah. I want you to tell me and tell the audience, like, where can they support you and Ashanti Cultural Arts, and how can they find you on social media?
You can find us at ashanteculturalarts.org or on Instagram and social media, Ashante Cultural Arts. We have programs now starting back at the Ally Cultural Arts Center. We were the first residents in the Ally, and then after COVID, so now we're back.
Hey, I was
Yes.
mad when y'all moved. I'm like, why is y'all was over on the other side of the tracks? I'm like, what's going on here? So y'all back?
Yes, things happen, but we're back.
Okay.
So we're back. We're starting with free classes just to get you to get a feel of what's coming. We have free classes on September 12th, which is an African dance class with Miss Nzinga, and we will have live drumming. This class is for everyone. If you can breathe, you can come. If you just sit in the chair to feel the vibes of the drums, that'll work too. But we're inviting everyone to come. It's September 12th from 6:30 to 7:30 at the Allied Cultural Arts Center. It's free. Bring your friends, bring everyone. September 13th, which is actually the grand opening of the Hive, which is connected to the
Hey,
Ally.
put that up there. The Hive.
The Beehive, I think it's called.
Yes.
So we're having.
You are you're one of the opening
Yes.
ensembles. Me
Yes.
too. The Hive. Shout out to the Black Box Theater.
The Hive. So we're having children's classes. Everyone was like, "You doing all this free stuff for adults?" Okay, I got you. So from ages 3 to 4 on the 13th, we're having a free open dance ballet class at 10 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, it's an open hip hop class for children. So this is the opportunity for your children to experience the arts, to see if this is something that they like, if they want to do. On the 27th of September, we're having a free class for 5-year-olds to try dance. And then we're having...
What day that is? The 27th?
The 27th. Then we're having an adult stretch and move. That's the class I teach. That's my favorite class because it's a mixture of everybody.
Okay.
And it's to R&B soul music. We stretch, we move, we have a good time. You tell me what song you want to stretch to. I pull it up, we put it on. We stretch. We have modified stretches for those who are not as flexible, where you sit in a chair, and then we have someone who does the actual stretches if you want to try it. So it's no shame, nobody looking at you. We have a good time. We holler out when it hurt. We holler out when it feel good. It's just a good time for community to actually have our bodies. We've actually had people cry in this class because they was like, they feel something leaving them, releasing.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that when I grieve, I dance.
Yeah.
And I let that grief go. You can feel negativity come out of your body through movement.
And especially women.
Yes.
Women, we hold our pain in our stomach and womb area, in our hips. So we have to move them in order to release.
Yes. And this class is free.
Yes.
Right?
I like free. Give me
it's
two.
Free. We want you to try. I always say, try it. Just try it first. And if it's something that you feel like is good for you, then you come back. And then in October, we start classes from October to June from ages 3 to 5. And in January, we're starting a piano lessons class.
Okay.
So we're bringing music back into our program.
Yeah,
so
I need to get Omega in that. Yeah. Let him see what he do, what he can do with it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. I got something I need to do, Step. And I need you to get ready to pan the camera here. I worked on this project all day. You know, I wanted to make sure the sincerity is felt. Like, I wanted to be creative when I do this.
Yeah.
So there's someone that I've been, really wanting to come on this podcast, and I felt like, back in the day when I liked somebody and I wanted to know if they like me, right? I wrote them a letter, right? So can you see that?
Bring it down.
You got it. You just so I want people to see this. Can you see it? There we go. Is there? Okay, please hear my sincerity in this. I worked on this all day. I please, please, okay. And we got a lot to talk about, and this is my way of asking you to come on the podcast again.
Yes or no?
Yes or no? Please, please check this one. Wait, this one. Please check this one. Okay? You see, I did the hearts and stuff up here, and then you see the little. What you know about the little money sign, the little 3D money sign, right? Look, pompano, the hearts. Look, come on. This is for you. And I'm going to save this until you come on. I hope you come on the podcast. Listen, Step, put some support up here. I got some support I need to go out. I need the support to go out because I don't know if y'all know this, but I do spoken word. I do music. I create music, right? I put out a project a while ago, and it's called Soul Power. Now, I only put this project out on this platform called Even, right? This platform is a way for you to pay what you want for the art. I did not do the streaming because this was a very personal project and I want to get it back out there. So, guess what y'all can do? Y'all can scan the QRC code and y'all can go and check it out. This is how you can support the podcast, and this is how you can support me. Because listen, we talk about all things black culture, black people, black politics, and in order for this to happen, as much as I love to do it, Step ain't taking no more Sunday dinners for right now. He got responsibilities and stuff, you know. So I got to make sure the bills are paid. So I'm not just asking y'all to give me something. I'm also giving y'all a piece of my art. I promise you, pay what you want. People have gone in it. Step. People literally have gone on there and paid $50. Some people pay 10.
Everything helps.
Some people listen. Everything helps. It is not on any other platform. It is also some of the music you guys hear in the beginning and at the end. So some of it is there, but it is also very, very much part of a healing journey I've been on. And I got some more stuff coming, but before that come out, because I'm actually going to go to the studio when I leave here. I'm going to the studio.
Work.
We're going to see. We're going to see what come out.
Grind don't stop.
We're going to see what come out. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I want to thank you,
you
Jemilah,
for
our
having me.
guest. Oh, my gosh. Let's not make this be your last time. I want you to
No.
come back. I want you all to know, listen, if you ain't subscribed to the podcast, we at 452. 452. Hey, the number is going up. The number is going up. I want to tell you all how much I appreciate you all for joining. Thank you. Shout out to our people tuned in on YouTube. I thank you. I see we got Reverend E.H. Brown, Sham Wright, Matt Brown, Lady Ghost 04, Aisha. Thank you all for tuning in on both Facebook and YouTube. Listen, this is the Bottom Up Podcast. We are here to make sure we are speaking to, up, for, through, and around the community. So you all hear us and you all know what's going on. So as we move forward, we're connected. So if you don't know, now you know. The Bottom Up Podcast is where y'all need to come to find out what's going on in the community, because I'm going to talk about it. I promise you I'm going to talk about it. Okay? And if you got something you want us to talk about, someone you want us to interview, have a conversation with, I don't give questions. When people call, people been asking
Just
me,
flow. Yeah.
like, what's the question? Hey, look, it's a conversation. You gotta come on, be ready to have a conversation. Don't come over here thinking you're gonna give you questions and you're gonna prep and give me some rehearsed lines. Don't do that. No, we having a conversation as human beings over here. Listen, I want to thank you all for tuning in and making the Bottom Up Podcast what it is. Shout out to all 452 of you all. Shout out to our Facebook people, everybody. Ashanti Cultural Arts in the building. Y'all subscribe to the Bottom Up Podcast. And we got a nice, I gave us an outro. I gave us an outro this time. And I needed to bring this one back because this is an opportunity I got to perform with what is called the Holy Vibe.
Oh, nice.
All right. Y'all, I'm going to see y'all around. Bottom Up Podcast, baby. Step. Roll the clip.
Hey, you, poet, running for your life. Stand still and know that I am God, like my mother and my father, I am you. Hey, you, hear me above the noise. Deeper than the wounds of trauma, hear me, you are healed and healing. On your knees, assume no position higher than these. Been in servitude, you have a higher calling. Good mornings I lived on after dying a million times and still rising. Maya Angelou, poetic justice. In the slums of Pompano, exit 36 between Atlantic and Martin, having a dream, death walking the streets I live on. I dream on. The boulevard of no return, watch the Lazarus effect. You possess the ability to speak things into existence. Poet, heavy, double scoops, extra sauce, dread, lock, change, brighter, days, 1.5 billion. You stand on the opportunity of a lifetime, and I know you see it, but you're scared, and I understand. But don't listen to the doubt, listen to me, you are already there. Just open your eye and see things are as you say they are, poet.
Yellow boy Zay.
When I think of love, I think of the war being over. Weapons of mass destruction finally being destroyed, one machine at a time. Because you are the one, Trinity, be my infinity. Never let me go far beyond the flesh that holds us. Let's encode our code into the cheat code. We so encrypted the way we slip in and out of spaces without folks knowing our IP address. Hell, we're intellectual property with the patent and the copyright. We so right that we could be white, labeled, franchise. Hell, baby, we're brand new to this side of love, that free love, that you're not my property, I don't own you type, cause I'm honored to know you, to be in your presence is a gift, because you don't owe me anything, and I don't owe you either, but I thank you for your time. I really want you to be my person.
I am a lover, come and discover. Foxes and wolves and birds and nests. When we in our zone, yeah, we both can rest. Gon' rest. Joy and pain, sunshine and rain. Joy and pain, sunshine, and since it's gon' rain, we gon' be alright.
Chillin' dread away at growing pain. I wanna laugh regardless, it's a game. Let's play, let's stay, let's get high. All up in the stuff like we stars in the sky. Light signs, love lines, written by